Welcome to Henderson Library's Home Edition. My name is Miss Erin, and today we will be doing a virtual American Girls program. So, to start any of my American Girl programs, I like to highlight one of the dolls. So I'm going to read you a list of facts about this girl, and I want you to see if you can figure out who it is. And if you figure it out, you can shout out the name in your house, or you can comment down below and tell everyone, hey, I figured it out first, okay? All right, so this girl was born April 21st, 1765. She grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia, and it was during the beginnings of the American Revolution. She loves horses, and for the most part, people called her a tomboy because she loved horses, nature, and the great outdoors. She enjoys working in her father's shop, and she likes to imagine where each of the objects comes from. Her best friend is Elizabeth Cole. She has auburn hair and green eyes. Do you think you know who it is? You will find out at the end of this video. So make sure you don't fast forward and cheat, okay? Wait until after the craft to figure it out. Okay. So, this year's summer reading program, the theme is Imagine Your Story. And some of my favorite stories are fantasy stories. I love everything to do with magic and witches and wizards and fairies. I love fairies more than everything. So I thought it'd be really awesome if we did our own fairy costumes. And to model our costume today, we have Miss Kaya. Look how beautiful she looks. Do a spin. Isn't that beautiful? And you can make your very own fairy costume. So let's get started. All right, to start with, you're going to need to grab your knitted elastic piece like this. And if you stretch it out, you're gonna see all of these large holes. And that's where we're gonna be putting our tool into, okay? So I want you to grab one of these ends. We're gonna do this one right here. And if you notice, there's a lot of tiny holes too, but we're gonna ignore those. We're only concentrating on these large holes, okay? So I'm gonna show you the method on how we're going to tie our tool on to these knitted bands. And I know that a lot of you get kind of scared when it comes to making your own knots, but these are really simple ways to make a knot. So you can do it yourself. You don't need any adult help. So you're gonna grab your piece of tulle, it's a little clear, and you're gonna grab it in the middle, just like this. So your finger is right in the middle of it, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our finger out. We're gonna take this top part and we're just gonna twist it a little bit, okay? So it's thinner, just like that. It's be a little tricky to do, but you're gonna try to stretch out these so you can see the big holes. We're gonna take one of the large holes right here and we're just gonna place our small part through it, okay? Just like this. And we're gonna pull it through. Ooh, stretch it. Oh, good. Okay. So it's gonna look like this. Now when you have it like that, you're gonna find that hole that you made right here, nice and big. And we're gonna take our bottom part of the tool and we're just going to go up and around, through, and pull it. You got one down. The first one might have been hard, but it's gonna get a lot easier the more you do it, okay? Now we did our first big hole, and you should have enough tulle to cover each one of these large holes, but just in case, when you start out doing it, I want you to do every other hole, okay? So we did that one, we're gonna skip that one, we're gonna do that one, okay? And you're gonna keep doing that until you get all the way to the end, and then you can start filling it in the holes you missed, okay? And that way you can make sure that it's full all the way around the skirt, just like it was with Kaya. All right, once you do that, you're gonna have a skirt like Kaya. We're gonna have tulle around the whole entire thing like this. But, as most of you know, fairies live in the forest. And to make their outfits, they tend to take things from nature. They take leaves and scraps and all of the things they find to make kind of a simple looking skirt. So we're gonna kind of try to make it look like that too. So what you're gonna do is you have a bunch of pieces of fabric And it's okay if they're all different shapes and sizes and looks and colors, because they're supposed to look a little discombobulated, just kind of like Cinderella looks like before she goes to the ball. Okay, so what we're gonna do is it's gonna be the exact same way we did the tulle. We're gonna grab our fabric, we're gonna cut a piece any way you want, it doesn't have to be exact. But what you're gonna wanna do is find somewhat the middle of your fabric. You're just gonna wanna cut a piece in the middle, just like that, so that the middle is much smaller, because it'll be easier to go through the hole, okay? The good thing is that these holes stretch so that you can tie on this fabric the same exact place you tied your tulle onto, okay? So what you do, same method, you're gonna grab this end in the middle, you're gonna make it small, you'll make it go through the hole. Oh, maybe tricky. Even me, an adult, can't do it that well. So you just gotta take your time. Your little fingers are gonna help you. All right, so you get it through the hole, you pull a little bit, and then you're gonna find that opening. Oh, there it is. And you just use the same method as you did with the tulle. You're gonna grab this end and pull it through the hole. It's gonna be a little tougher than the tulle. And then once you do that, now that's actually tied on, you can cut these into any shape you want. Just so they look like, I don't know, you were tramping through the forest. See? Just like that. And then you can do this all around the skirt any way you want to do it. Use as much fabric or as little fabric as you want. It's really up to you how you want to design it. So once you do that, you've basically finished with the skirt. You just have to work on tying it to your doll. There are 2 different methods you can use. Once it's tied, this elastic is really stretchy. So once it's actually tied on, you don't ever have to worry about tying it again. You can just slip it on and off of your doll, okay? There's 2 ways you can do it. I gave you 2 pieces of this elastic string. So you might need your adult help because these knots are a little harder. And you can just tie it at the top and at the bottom, like you see here, so that just so it sticks together. Or you have some of this sticky stuff, sticky tacky stuff. And it works pretty well. You might want to use both methods though, because it doesn't work as well as the string does. So what you do is you're just going to grab a piece that's really sticky. And if you actually just place it on the knit, just like that, you can just close it. See? But you might want to do both methods just so it doesn't break apart, because it's pretty easy to break apart. But that could work too. Okay. So once you have your dress all tied up like this, and you can slip it on your doll, next, what does every fairy need? Fairy wings. You were correct. That sticky stuff again, and you're gonna stick it on. And you can stick the wings onto the dress, or you can stick it onto your doll. It's not gonna harm your doll at all. So make sure you leave some of that sticky stuff for this. And just like that, you have a fairy dress. It's so adorable. But one last thing I like to do is to make sure that you look good with your doll. It's a very important part of American Girls. And every fairy needs to have a fairy queen. And you are your doll's queen. So we have these crowns and these pieces of sticky tack, stickers, and you can decorate your crown any way you want to do it. It's really easy. You just peel off the stickers, stick them on the crown, and then once it's done, you peel off these white pieces and you stick it around your head, and you have your own fairy crown. See? All right, good job, girls, on making the costume. I know you have been wondering this whole time who that girl at the beginning was. Well, that girl was Felicity Merriman. She lived during the American Revolution, and she had some friends who were loyalists, meaning people who wanted to stay loyal to England and to the King of England. But some of her friends were actually revolutionaries as well, and they wanted to break away from England. And you can read all about that in all of her books. In fact, she has her very own You Choose book, which you can check out, and you can choose how things happen to Felicity. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to go check out the other videos on our Home Edition page. And don't forget to sign up for the Summer Reading Challenge. Thanks again.